Hello there, Black Dragon Variety Show here. In today's video, I'll be discussing why the Romanian PSL basically does not rim lock. Yes, in today's video, I have the venerable Pumpkin Spice Latte, the big boy AK, the knockoff SVD. And so, without further ado, let us begin the video. So what is rim lock in the first place? Well, let me kind of show you guys through this visualization. Right here I have 762x39. This is sort of the classic chamberings for things like the AK or the SKS. And over here we have sort of the older brother. This is 762x54R. And in this case the classic chambering for the Romanian PSL, but it can also be found in things like the Mosin Nagant, the PKM, or the SVD Dragunov. Now with the 762x39 rounds, you'll see that these are a rimless cartridge, right? If you were to glide these two cartridges along each other, nothing's gonna happen. They glide along pretty freely, right? Now, the same cannot be said with 762x54R, and don't walk away from me, please. Now, with these cartridges, as you can see at the bottom, there's sort of this rim right there. You can see that. And this introduces rim lock. And what it means is, if you were not to orientate your rounds correctly, it has the potential of locking up due to the rimmed design. Your cartridges have to be in a certain kind of orientation in order to feed properly. If it was not, then it could potentially lock up right there. But in a gist, that is basically rim lock. So now that you know about what rim lock is, let me show you why it's actually not such a big deal when it comes to 762x54R specifically. And it all has to do with the rounds and the rimmed design. So if we look right here, it might be kind of hard to see, but yes, you have that rim design, but at the rear end, there's sort of this bevel. It may be hard to pick up, but hopefully you guys will be able to see the bevel line right there. And what it does is it allows the rounds, in case it rim locks, to slide off there. It's not like a straight wall where you can't exactly get off of it, but it allows the rounds to slide off and prevent rim lock from actually jamming up the gun. So all you need, if it ever does occur, is just a little bit extra pressure and it's going to come off. And that is why rim lock isn't exactly such a big deal when it comes to this caliber in the first place. Probably the biggest contributing factor as to why PSLs don't rim lock is because of the magazine design. So when it comes to the AK and 762x39, it's very typical of rifles of its type, double stack, double feed, rimless cartridges, and so all you have to do to load them is from the feed lips. All you have to do is just press down and they'll go in. You don't have to do all that finagling with pistol magazines from the front and locking it to the back. It's not necessary, just all you have to do is just pop it from the top. Pretty typical. And since it's a rimless design, you don't have to worry about rim lock, and the rounds will just come out on their own, no problem. Right. Now, when it comes to the PSL mag and 762x54R, if we try the same thing with these magazines, you will see they will not go in. And that is on purpose. So you'll see that the width of the lips are going to be narrower than the diameter of the rim. And that is to prevent, of course, rim lock. Now, in order to load these magazines, you'll see, and it might be kind of hard to notice, there's these little divots right here. They're on both sides, but that's where it's wide enough where the base of the cartridge will go into the magazine and you have to rock it back. Now with the second round, you'll see it prevents rim lock, right? It always makes sure that the top round's base is never going to be behind the bottom round, thus causing rim lock. And in this configuration, the rounds will come out, of course, just like that. And I dropped the round, but I think you get the point. Now, let me just load this magazine just for y'all's entertainment. And just like that. Of course, you'll see the orientations of the base. And you can even see from the back, it might be hard for you guys to see, it always ensures that the top round's always going to feed perfectly without the risk of rim jam. And it basically means these mags are pretty foolproof or pretty idiot proof. It's pretty much impossible to rim lock these magazines unless you're trying. And let's try. Now that I have one round right here, let me show you guys what rim locking this magazine is going to look like. So as you can see, the orientation of the magazine, it's pretty standard right now, but with this round, I'm going to attempt to rim lock him. Alright, so I think we're gonna have to put it in first. It's incorrectly, but I got it. It's pretty hard, as you can see, just because the way the magazine is designed and how they seat the rounds, and also the angle of which I am doing this. Okay, it might take a bit. Okay, so still not rim locked. Do I have rim lock? Come on, just lock up. All I need you to do is malfunction just one time for me, please. Alrighty, so with a lot of off-screen magic, I finally got this magazine to rim lock. As you can see, the rear round is forward of the top round, thus achieving rim lock. Now this took me like 5 minutes to do and was honestly such a struggle. I probably showed you guys all the clips of me struggling just to get this thing rim lock. So again, it is very foolproof and very idiot proof, and in order to rim lock this thing, you really had to be trying. But honestly, it's really not that big of a deal. Even if you did rim lock it, don't panic. This magazine has that curvature and it's designed to, of course, prevent rim lock. Again, you have the feed lips to prevent rim lock, but if you ever really did get it rim locked, all you have to do to fix it is just press down. Now again, rim locked, as you can see, top round behind bottom round. Now watch this. All you have to do is just press down and it will magically fix itself. Now, as you can see, the bottom round is behind the top round, and thus will allow you to feed properly. And yeah, that's basically rim locking the magazine and why it really doesn't matter. Now that I have the rifle right here, let me show you what happens if you actually do load a rim-locked magazine into this firearm. And so, for demonstration purposes, I do want to preface that I am using fake rounds. Hopefully it will focus for you guys, but as you can see, these are dummy rounds, rubber primer, no powder in it, so totally inert. And again, with the magazine itself, it's going to have those dummy rounds, and hopefully it'll focus for you guys enough to see, but they are rim locked. So rim locked magazine, and for the gun itself, let me show clear and that there are no live rounds being used. Inside the magazine, or inside the gun itself, you can see clear chamber, nothing there, totally safe. So let me show you what happens if I load this magazine into this gun. So load it in. Let me get a little close for you guys, right? So what's gonna happen? It's going to jam up right there. But again, with the magazine design, this is pretty much impossible to do, but if you happen to do it, it's not a big issue. All you have to do is tug back on the charging handle. Now, it's been kind of finicky. Sometimes you can do a little tug, or sometimes you have to really mortar it. But because of that bevel design of the rims themselves, it's going to go over that rim and it's going to cycle properly. So let's see. And there you have it. So I'm going to take that out. And again, the next rounds, they are going to be properly aligned. And here you go, let's see. There's the round itself. So it's chambered properly. And that is why rim lock isn't such a big issue when it comes to this caliber and when it comes to this platform, just because the way the magazines are designed and the way that the rounds are designed, it's simply not going to be that big of an issue. All you have to do is just quick fix and you're pretty much good to go. So that's gonna do it for today's video about Romanian PSLs and why they won't rim lock. This is a question that no one has really asked, but I figured it might make an interesting topic. And I got the inspiration for this video from watching Bloke on the Range and his video on rim lock with the Lee Enfield and the 303 British rounds. And so I figured it might be interesting to do with 7.62 by 54R and especially with a semi-auto like this Romanian PSL. But if you guys have anything you want to tell me, anything I missed out on this video, or any future ideas, leave it down in the comment section down below and I'll read them all, I'll respond to them all. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you watch to the end of this video, let's think of a good code word. Okay, say 7.62 by 54R to let me know that you actually watched the entirety of this video. But without further ado, thank you guys for watching and Sieg Zion.
Блять, не стрельнут нихуя, вот, блять, поставили там. Твою мать. Носовки, блять, дом ебошь, там подобы чебануть надо, блять, нихуя не дают. А ночью туман, ничего не видно, блять, а там огни, блять. Одевать 10.